Hi, everybody. It's Daniela here from Ground Your Life with DZ. Um, as per previous times, it's probably been a couple of weeks since I have um, put out a video, and really just time wise, but also look, there was a couple of times that I did have some spare time available, and I just really wasn't feeling the right energy to, put the video out to the collective. And I suppose I've been going through a little bit of a dark night of the soul in the last couple of weeks, and um, just really a lot of a lot of reflection and contemplation, which I always do anyway, but I suppose more intense than usual, um, and some maybe like solar plexus symptoms going on. Um, Also, just I usually am always fatigued, but maybe additional fatigue where I've had to maybe go to bed like as soon as the kids are in bed, or 8 o'clock or something like that. And a couple of times, I think there was once I even slept for like 12 hours. Um, Other than maybe a little bit of getting up with my little one, but you know, really slept well, which was positive, and it's been great that actually my children have been sleeping. Although my 6-year-old son has been getting up in the past few nights with um, not so much nightmares, but disturbances where he's wanted me to go and sleep with him. And one of those being, he said, Mum, I heard a windstorm in my room. So I'm not sure if it was something that was in his dream, or if it was like sounds coming through the ear canal, or um, even sometimes through the pineal, or through when you're receiving those energies and frequencies, it can sometimes maybe feel a little bit like a windstorm, sandstorm. I don't know what the word to describe it is. I'm pretty sure he said a windstorm. If you've experienced anything like that, please comment below. And look, I have really been feeling, or not feeling, hearing or sensing the rise in frequencies. I've always heard the frequencies in my ears, but these have been more higher pitched, and also full body frequency feelings, where I've been feeling like energy running through my body as I'm lying down, especially in bed, or if I'm having a quick nap or something like that, or just even doing a small amount of meditation. I'm feeling these energy sweeping. So again, comment below if you're experiencing that. I think it's quite a common thing. I mean, I've been experiencing over the last few years, but it was just a bit more intensified in the last week. And yesterday, from Melbourne time, Australia, it was Lionsgate Portal 8/8, so 8th of August. Every year there's a Lionsgate Portal 8/8. And in other parts of the world, it will be today, maybe UK, US. It will be today rather than yesterday, but we experienced yesterday. With the 8/8 portal, with the Lionsgate, it's not just on that exact day where you can be, manifesting or meditating or using that sort of portal energy. It's generally, a number of days before and a number of days after, at least sort of a week on each side. So you could still be using that energy of that portal now. A lot of people are really talking about the themes of sort of abundance, and I suppose trying to rid yourself of scarcity energy, and a scarcity mindset, if you want to say. And I just wanted to provide a little bit of a personal story that I went through, which was right on the Lionsgate portal yesterday. So we have been looking for a new home, a new property, a bit more rurally, not too far out of Melbourne, but a little bit more rural. And obviously skyrocketing prices and everything, and with me not working due to certain medical choices that I've made, that were not working in the sense of the steady stream of income that I was getting. Obviously I do healings, and I do soul readings and those sort of things, but it's not a massive income stream at the moment. Obviously I'm trying to manifest that abundance, but I'm not forcing it, and I'm going with the flow in what comes my way. So anyway, though, we had a pre-approval of a home loan still sort of active, and there was a property that my husband found that I suppose was within the budget, because so it was a couple of $100,000 less than most of the properties going in this area. And we thought, oh, I wonder why. And we had a look at the photos, and the house seemed quite nice. the block location seemed quite nice, but there was just in the photos like mud and like basically like no garden, no lawn, no um, the landscaping just non-existent. It was really odd because this house had sold in 2015, and we went back and looked at the photos from then, and it looked beautiful, and it had usual landscaping and manicured gardens, and it was a nice block, and it a gravel dirt road because it's quite a big property, so sort of an acre size. Um, but it didn't look anything the same, and we were thinking, what could have happened to this property for it to look like this now, you know? And anyway, we found out more from the real estate agent, and the owner had gone bankrupt, and so he was actually evicted from his house. Anyway, we went to an open inspection to look at the house on the weekend. And, my husband was more of the mindset of, I see so much potential in this property, we can do it up, and it's so much potential. Whereas I was more viewing the property from an energetic perspective, and I was just feeling only like dark energy from it. Even inside the house, I was feeling dark, negative energy. On the property, I was feeling dark energy. Anyway, I said to my mum and dad, as a non-biased, well, it was semi-biased because it's their daughter looking at the property, but I said, look, it's not you buying the property, so do you want to go and have a look at the inspection? And they did it open for inspection the following day. And so my mum and dad went down and had a look. And it was interesting because my dad had the same viewpoint as me. He was like, yeah, it's like, well, not so much the energy, but he was like, it's too much work, even for the reduction in the cost. It's just too much work to fix it up. It like literally needed like the entire drainage. There was water pooling everywhere. It just needed the entire the entire driveway, and we're talking, it was a long driveway, and then all around the house, like fixed up in terms of bulldozing and resurfacing. And my mum was the opposite, and she was like, oh, I see the potential in it, I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. So it was funny because we had sort of 2 versus 2. It's still undecided, so I'll watch this space because we're in the middle of my husband's trying to convince me to buy this property. So anyway, what I thought was interesting was my mum had overheard. So it was quite a spectacle, this property, because it was so cheap, but it was also a well-known property that people might have known the previous owners, and they heard it was bankrupt and whatever, and they were wondering like what happened. Why does it look like this in the photos on the real estate ad? And they've all come down. So some people weren't looking to buy the property, they were just being sticky beaks. And my mum and dad heard them talking, and they were saying, now look, this is speculation, and I haven't mentioned the property address or anything like that, but if you were putting 2 and 2 together, you know me, it's just speculation, but that the man who was evicted wanted to get revenge, and so he's come like with a bulldozer, and he's just bulldozed up the ground. And then he has, because it had this little cottage as well, this kind of like 1-bedroom cottage on the actual site. And it was all boarded up with like blue tarps all around it, like walls had been ripped off it. And so they were sort of saying like, yeah, he's come and ripped walls, and he's ripped everything off things, and just like, there was no blinds, there was nothing. It was just a bare, empty skeleton. And so perhaps the speculation is that he's tried to, if it was the bank who gets the money, or it was going through liquidators. I'm not sure exactly financially how it works, but he was like, well, stuff you, you've evicted me, I've lost the house, so I'm going to wreck it so you get less money, And I thought, okay, that makes sense on why the house looks like this, because it just didn't make sense on why it just looked horrible if it had been lived in for, up until a month ago. He was evicted apparently. And so I was saying to my husband, well, that just even relays more into the negative energy that I'm feeling. It's like this kind of like anger, revenge energy in there. Now, the question is, can you overcome that energy and, make that property become a positive energy? Well, I think yes, of course. But what effort does that take? Or is that something that I wanted to particularly do? I was more leaning on the side of no, not sure yet. So watch this space. Love for your opinions and comments and advice on this. And I'm trying to meditate and go within in terms of, and I'm also just trying to let it be what it is. And in the end, my husband did put a offer in, and he really lowballed them. And I said, okay, well, put it out to the universe. If it's meant to be, we'll get it with this lowball offer. And if not, we weren't meant to have it. So we'll see. I'm still not sold on it yet, that even if we do get the offer, if I want it. We haven't signed anything yet. But anyway, that's a bit going on with my life and real estate. But on another note, just wanted to completely change topic completely. And just this morning, I did a bit of automatic writing. I was called to do some automatic writing, and I think, I highly recommend anyone who's interested to do that. It can be really great also for the throat chakra, even though it's writing with the hand. It's still about bringing communication. Also great for sacral chakra because it's about creativity and just letting it flow. What I did was I set an intention before writing this. I asked for only the highest message for the highest good of the collective, for a highest vibrational timeline. Not allowing any negative energies, entities, AI, anything like this to interfere with the message. So I set a strong intention with boundaries and protections, but this is what came. It's fairly generic, but I'll read it to you, and it could resonate with you as a message for the collective. We need to see the opening in the edge of the screen. It is there for us to move through. It is safe now, and everyone can move through. Open your eyes wide. It is not as it seems. Why are you here? That is the ultimate question. What lessons did you want to teach yourself? The loop is ever going until the lessons are learnt. No good and bad, just lessons. Evil may be yes, but depends how you interpret energy. Everything is energy. Take a step back and observe. Changes are coming because you asked for these changes. That was the end of the automatic writing, and I suppose I could take that message for myself and say, well, I've asked for changes, so I've asked to move into this new property because I've asked to move, but I hope that message resonates with you, and I'd love to hear about any automatic writing that any of you have done, if it's something that you do regularly, how you usually do that automatic writing, or do you have videos of yourself doing automatic writing? The other thing I really encourage anyone is sitting on the fence about putting messages out there, such as these, such as a YouTube channel or a video like this, or whether it's I don't have much social media. I only have Facebook, but whether it's a Facebook page, Instagram, and whatever else there is, there's never a better time to start than now. And if you do have a lot of dreams coming through that you want to discuss, or if you have poetry, if you have drawings, or creative writing, or anything, if you have visions, if you have remote views, put it out there to the world and to the collective, because I think it's all about raising the vibration. And as long as your messages are not promoting fear, or you do what you want, but I believe that if we're promoting messages of unity, love, peace, and freedom, then it can only be good from that, and then that's feeding into the collective energy. So with the Lionsgate portal too, there were so many things that were happening over yesterday and today. Some of you might have partook in meditations or whatever it may be, and I would love to hear about any of that, and if you felt any changes over the last few days, or even in this last week or so, or what your intentions are. So I wish you all abundance. I wish you all plentiful. I wish that, I suppose, there's no limitations to what you can create, and let's remove limitations from ourselves, from our own thoughts and belief patterns. Let's move forward to where we want to be. Let's envision where we want to be, and we're gonna get there, and we're all gonna help each other, and the collective raise our frequency, and we are all energy. So, on that note, I hope you all have a great day, evening, or afternoon, and I'll see you next time. Bye.